Hey guys, yeah, back to doing reviews finally, and what a way to start. I'm returning with music, which is just, I guess I should mention, when I was looking for movies to review, I was kind of looking on this list I made a while back on Letterboxd of all the worst movies I've seen, and this was on there. Um, I mean, yeah, I remember seeing it. I was like, I forgot that happened. This was a movie that existed or still exists. They didn't wipe it off the face of the earth, but that it was released and it like I'm I saw it shortly after it came out. It was somewhere. It was earlier in 2021, so it's already been 5 years, and I'm like, okay, well since it's been 5 years, let's just talk about this movie again, which I was just like, I still remember. I haven't seen it since that one time. I've only seen it once 5 years ago, and I remember a lot of what happened in this movie because this is the type of bad movie you can't really forget. Um, the film was, let me pull this up. I know it was, yeah, it was written and directed by a musician named Sia, who's actually not a bad singer. Like, she's actually a pretty good singer. Her music's not bad, but this is like the one film she's made. She hasn't made anything 5 years since this, so this was a huge fail. And it's supposed to be a film uh, that's like a representation for autism because our titular character, yes, her name really is Music, not even joking, uh, has severe autism, and but the thing is, she's played by an actress named Maddie Ziegler, who is not autistic. And yeah, that's where the criticism starts. Sadly, this isn't the only time this has happened, but yeah, it's also just this has to be the worst representation of autism I've ever seen. I mean, and I should mention, don't go harass anybody that I mention in this review because if just because I criticize someone in a video does not make it okay for you to directly harass them and threaten them and all this other stupid shit. I mean, it's pointless and it just makes you part of the problem. So don't do it. But yeah, and especially because I don't blame Maddie Ziegler. She was, well, one, she was a child at the time who very much looked up to Sia. They had a close relationship, as I'm sure many of you know, and she didn't want to let her down. But even on the set, yeah, as I was saying, I don't blame Maddie because again, like she looked up to Sia, and even on set, she was uncomfortable with the portrayal. She was like afraid, that people were gonna think she was making fun of them. But then Sia assured her that that wouldn't happen, that everything was fine. And I know that Sia said a lot on Twitter. I'm not gonna go over everything. There's other videos that do that. You should check those out. But basically, yeah, Sia claims that she did 3 years of research about autism. You don't even have to have been there. You can just watch this movie and know that that is complete bullshit. She didn't do any research because it's clear she doesn't know a damn thing about autism because like she, the thing is there's like her portrayal that Sia made Maddie do of an autistic character is more of a caricature than an actual person. Like, it's so inauthentic. Instead of feeling like an actual autistic person, Music feels more like Eric Cartman in that South Park episode where he pretended to be disabled so he could join the Special Olympics. But the reason that episode worked was because Cartman was intentionally ignorant and he still lost at the end. So, yeah, and also another character people have been comparing her to is Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder, which is again supposed to be a parody of Hollywood casting non disabled people in disabled roles. Sia unironically did what Tropic Thunder made fun of years before. How sad. I mean, and she can't handle criticism. She keeps contradicting herself as well. She said originally they did hire an autistic actress, but they had to fire her because she had trouble working on the set, and instead of fixing it, they just was like, let's just recast her with Maddie. But then Sia also said she was planning on working with Maddie from the very beginning and casting her for the role. So, which is it, Sia? I don't. It's this, and then there was other stuff. Again, I don't want to go into all of that, but yeah, I don't believe that she did any research on autism, especially because this happens not once, not twice, actually, yeah, twice. There's two scenes where music is having a meltdown, and the character's solution is to get on top of her and restrain her. And this is presented as the right thing to do. This is what you're supposed to do if someone with autism is having a meltdown. 3 years of research. And you really, in many cases, autistic kids have actually died from this because they get suffocated. And she didn't think about that. She just thought that was okay. Sia, she just comes off as ignorant more than anything else. When like everything she said about the film and the film itself. And we also have, and I forgot to mention this, despite the fact that the movie's called Music, she's not even the main character. Her older sister is, who's played by Kate Hudson. Her name in the film is Zoo, which is short for kazoo. How much did their parents hate them give them these names? Come on. I mean, Jesus. And yeah, like I said, the film's about her. Problem is, she's not a likable character. Like in any way. The film begins with their grandma dying, and she doesn't seem to give a shit. She's more worried about having to take care of Music, who she just views as like a huge burden almost the entire film. And when she does change her mind, it's too late in the film, and it just comes out of nowhere. There's no build up to it. It's just like she's seconds away from dropping her off at some like home or something. I don't fully remember, but then she just like, I think she just like holds, she's just like, I don't know, she does something, and then she's like, I changed my mind. You're not a burden anymore. I'm like, come on, man. And it's about her like romance with this neighbor played by Leslie Odom Jr. And then her like also, I guess, being a drug dealer as well. Or I don't know. It's just, again, she's not a good character to follow, and especially since it's told through her perspective. Music isn't even a character. She doesn't develop in any way. She doesn't, she's just in the background for most of it, to just be what feels more like a mockery than an actual autistic person. So it just comes off as ignorant in all sense, every sense of the word. And also, just aside from that thing, the film is a musical in a similar way as like Joker 2. That in one, it's really fucking bad, and two, the musical sequences don't add anything to the film, they distract from them. Like there's a very serious moment in the film, and then it just cuts to some bright, colorful music video that has nothing to do with what's going on and what's happening on screen. It just feels like it's interrupting the film. And yeah, it's just a mess. And then the story, it's really boring. The story is just whatever. Like, it's nothing new. And I don't care about these characters. The film is tone deaf, ignorant, and dangerous. Keep in mind, I'm not someone who's like part of this whole PC cancel culture thing. I'm not part of that at all, but at least with a film like this, I can understand why people were pissed off, because it's not satirical in any way. It's meant to be authentic, and it gets everything wrong. That's an actual problem, so yeah. And I also have to wonder, was Maddie Ziegler, who was a child at the time, was she the only person on set to speak up about this? Did anyone else that was working on her say, maybe we shouldn't do this? Like, maybe we shouldn't release this? Or maybe we should change this? I don't know. Also, the movie was, she also partnered with Autism Speaks, which you can only take like a minute of research to know exactly the problem with them. But she took 3 years of research and she didn't know it was such a polarizing group, as one of her tweets said. I'm like, see, come on. Like, and a lot of the other stuff is just like, there's all these other subplots. There's like this one kid who is in the film, and I guess I don't even remember. I think he like gets killed off. So I'm like, what was even the point of this character? And Sia had a cameo. I don't even remember that. Just, yeah, this film. This is just a really terrible movie. Very useless movie. Very emotionally manipulative movie. It's definitely an Oscar bait type movie. I don't remember if it won anything. It probably unfortunately did. I don't know. If I had to give any praise, the actors are trying their best. They're just given a terrible script and a terrible direction, but they are, I can see that they are trying. And the songs are actually pretty good. As I said, Sia is a good singer and the songs are fine. But yeah, this movie just, it's an embarrassment. It's honestly pretty shameful. So, would I really recommend music? No. I think everything I've said, yeah, no, I definitely do not recommend this movie. I saw this movie for free on Tubi and I still felt ripped off. Which is funny because the music segments and the ad breaks were kind of the same. They just interrupted the movie. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I guess that's all I really have to say. I mean, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube talking about how shitty this movie is, so this is nothing new for me. I have nothing new to add, but I wanted to talk about it anyway because I can't believe it's already been 5 years since this movie came out, and yeah. I guess that's really all I have to say. This movie sucks. And I haven't seen a single person defend this movie, which is interesting because, except for maybe Sia, but everyone else, I've never heard anyone else defend this movie or give this movie any positive review, which is good because it doesn't deserve it, but yeah. I mean, yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm glad to be doing videos again. Yeah, hopefully I can do more, and yeah, I do want to get back into it. I've just a lot on my mind, so yeah. Thanks for watching, and bye.